To hear the words spoken, you do not have the right to remain silent.
Another day, another outspoken anti-establishment individual arrested when returning to the UK. Graham Linehan was arrested a couple of weeks ago for his position on trans issues. Now, George Galloway, the 5 times MP in the UK, the MP that's been voted into power, or at least local power, in more constituencies than any other politician, I think, George Galloway, a man who's pretty good at the political rhetoric, a person who's pretty willing to stand up against government authority, a man who's always stood by his principles and now busts a pretty good fedora, was arrested. Let's have a look at that story. He was held under the Terrorism Act. I mean, that should appall anybody who knows anything about George Galloway. He's an outspoken political figure with a good deal of authenticity and integrity, and the idea that he could be arrested as a terrorist is ridiculous. Let's hear how he describes this event using his own words on his own show. He has a good YouTube channel called The Mother of All Talk Shows, I think it's called.
I will never succumb to the death of freedom and liberty in my native land. To hear the words spoken by an armed policeman, his jacket off so you can gaze at his sidearm, that you are not under arrest, but you are not free to leave. To hear the words spoken, you do not have the right to remain silent. To hear the words spoken, that if you do not comply and cooperate and answer any and all of my questions, you will be automatically committing an offence under the Act. That's when I really knew that liberty in England, in Britain, in this once proud democratic country, a country that for many centuries boasted of the Magna Carta, many centuries boasted of its reasonableness, of its moderate nature, and castigated all others around the globe for falling short of our standards. That's when I knew that we as a country are in serious trouble.
There you go, it's come to the doorstep. Bridgen, recent guest on the show, let me know in the comments and chat what you thought about our conversation with Andrew Bridgen, a politician from the other side of the British political aisle, cast out of his own parties because of his strong views on vaccines. I'm pleased that George Galloway and his wife have been released for that charge. What has our country become? Starmer can't take the criticism. Well, he'd better get used to it, says Bridgen. Wow, man, what a mess. Have you ever found yourself reaching out for a bad habit? Maybe it's out of stress, boredom, or just wanting to fit in. Well, that's where Fume comes in. It's not about quitting, it's about replacing. Fume, the sponsor of today's video, offers a simple and enjoyable way to break away from bad habits while still having something satisfying to reach for. Reach for Fume. No vapor, no nicotine, just flavour. Fume is the award-winning flavoured air device that delivers great taste without any harmful chemicals. Instead of inhaling vapour, you simply breathe in natural, non-toxic flavours that satisfy the craving without the downside. Great for oral fixation and fidgeting, whether you're looking to keep your hands busy or curb an urge. Fume's premium wooden design is built for flavour and function. It's sleek, portable, built to last, designed with high quality build and sleek aesthetic. Fume feels premium to your hand and you can take it anywhere. I use crispy mint flavour. That's the flavour that I use when I use Fume. When I'm reaching for something, crispy mint, that's where I go. Over 500,000 people have made the switch to Fume as part of their habit change journey. If you're ready to try it for yourself, now's the time. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack using my code, Russel Brand, you'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. Click the link tryfume.com/Russel Brand or scan the QR code on the screen to get yours today. Fume is simply flavoured air. There are worse things to do. Also in the UK, Sadiq Khan, the combative mayor and long-time opponent of your President Trump, has publicly called Trump a racist and a sexist. Let's have a look at that.
I think President Trump has shown he is racist, he is sexist, he is misogynistic, and he's Islamophobic. And does it concern you that Number 10 and the Prime Minister seem to be spending a lot of time befriending Donald Trump? Does that concern you?
Well, I've seen the benefits of Americans coming to London. I've seen the benefits of people recognising what a great city we are. It's for others to explain their views on President Trump.
But you say he's a racist. perhaps the Prime Minister shouldn't be befriending him quite as strongly. But one of the things about having a special relationship, it's akin to having a best friend. I think when you have a best friend, you should expect more from them. It's very different to an acquaintance or somebody who's just, a distant friend. I think one of the advantages of having a special relationship with the USA is obviously when it comes to trade, when it comes to military alliances, when it comes to other areas where we work close together. But it should also mean you've got the confidence to call them out when they're wrong. I think President Trump is wrong in many, many ways.
You know the gurgling noise when water exits your sink down the plug hole? I think that's what we're listening to now. Just the gurgling departure sounds of failing systems, empty combative rhetoric, needless vitriol, constant gainsaying of everything that the opponent has said. From that vortex that sucked away the filthy water of yesteryear may emerge a new and living flow, a pure water, a spring coming forth from the earth, from the rock, a split open rock, gushing forth new, cleansed, cleaning, glorious water coming forth. You need it, I need it. Let's open our hearts to the possibility of real change. The UK does seem to be in a desperate situation. A lot of people are saying he's wrecking London, grooming London, preparing it for eventual Islamic takeover. I feel that as a person that's lived a lot of my life in London, I enjoy ethnic diversity and cultural variety as long as it's founded upon good faith and harmony between all of the inhabitants of the city. The only way that can happen is if the most vulnerable people are cared for and loved, if the most powerful people are held to account, and all people have a voice in democracy. And it's pretty clear that our systems can no longer deliver that. And there's no requirement to keep revivifying the corpse of our old systems, pretending that we live in an age where you need a representative to go by horseback to tell your leaders in the capital what it is you'd like done with the plumbing or the sewage or refuse or whatever. This is a time where direct democracy could succeed. Isn't it clear when you look at the kind of maligned marginal figures that are being cast out, whether on the left or right, that what's required is for the technology's capacity to be fully realised politically. Remember, Marshall McLuhan says, the medium is the message. Once media was centralised, a few barons and billionaires and tyrants and tycoons could control the thoughts of entire nations. That's what happened in your country and mine, probably since the advent of the printing press, but certainly in the last century. Now, the message can fracture, fragment, it is diffuse, it can be disseminated widely, and we have to accept the fact that now you can't control a centralised message. The best they can manage is to create two poles that battle it out endlessly between the left and right, an unwinnable war that ensures that at the centre of all that tension, one elite remains all-powerful, ubiquitous and pervasive. I believe it's possible that if we're able to overcome at the cultural level our tendency to engage in mindless conflict, we can be the participants in new systems of democracy, just practical democracy when it comes to the allocation of budget and the implementation of policy. We no longer need these gurgling voices of yesteryear. A new, clear melody is becoming available to all of us. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here, or join us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on Rumble.